When I graduated art school, the first thing I did was quit painting. And I took a break that ended up lasting 10 years. It wasn't intentional, but the reality of the situation is, at 21 years old, all I could think about was making some money and getting out of my parents' house. Unfortunately, my Bachelor of Fine Arts degree had left me ill-prepared for that. In college, the idea was drilled into my head that real artists do not sell at local markets or festivals. They show in galleries and museums. They don't paint flowers or the ocean. They make important work. And above all, they do not make art that's pretty. I found a way to make it work, and I graduated with high honors, but the paintings I was producing never really felt authentic. I didn't want to tell sad stories. I wanted to paint sunsets with vibrant shades of pink and gold. I wanted to make happy, inspirational art that would lift the spirits of the people looking at it every day and, why yes, match their couch. But that's not what the curators wanted, and I knew it. I felt defeated. Maybe it was all a silly little dream to pursue a career as an artist. But now it was time to grow up, or so I thought. I picked up a job doing the only other work I knew, which was waiting tables. The endless flow of cash in hand every night, it can be addictive, and before I knew it, years of my life had passed by. The visions that once filled my mind, well, they didn't disappear, but they had to be buried deep within my heart like a painful wound that I didn't want anyone else to see. It's hard to explain, but when you know with all of your soul that you're meant to be creating, and yet you just can't bring yourself to do it, it hurts. Yet it's a phenomenon that I'm sure is all too common. For me, life changed when I had my daughter at 27. Looking my baby in the eyes, I just couldn't bear the thought of raising her with the unpredictable and irregular hours that go hand in hand with the restaurant industry. More importantly, I wanted to be a good role model, not just teach her that the meaning of life is to forfeit your dreams and spend your days cleaning up after drunk people. I understand that some women really have no choice, and my heart aches for them, but I was just being stubborn. It was time to give up the apartment and take advantage of the privilege I had to move back in with my parents and start over. This time, saying yes to my creativity. I absolutely did not think I had a chance at being an artist, but I knew I could make something. So I started a jewelry business on Etsy, and to my surprise, it worked out well. I was back on my feet again in no time, and definitely in a better mental space than before. Eventually, I even bought my first home. It should have been enough. I was grateful, but one of the blessings that comes with age is wisdom, and as time continued to pass and I became more self-aware of who I was and what made me tick, I uncovered that secret, the one that I had buried a decade ago, my dream of being an artist. The paintings that lived inside of my soul were waiting to burst out. The pain was getting worse. Why was I denying it? What deep-seated beliefs had I held onto that told me that I wasn't good enough? That told me that no one would want the work that I knew I could create? That it wasn't important? That I wasn't a real artist? Who said this, and why did I believe them? It's my honest opinion that going to art school did more harm for me than good. One of the bravest things I ever did was pick up that paintbrush again. Not just once, but over and over, making a commitment to myself not to let my dreams die. I failed to make the work I wanted in college, but I could still do it now. I could still teach myself the techniques that were not taught to me in school in the name of conceptualism. I could still build the portfolio that I was proud of. And now, to my advantage, I had years of real-life experience to build from, creating pieces that had more meaning and depth naturally than anything my 18-year-old self could have come up with. Over the course of the past decade, there was another major shift in the art world, and that was the birth of social media. For the first time, it wasn't just the curators and the professors who deemed a painting as valuable, it was the people. I didn't have to wait to get accepted into a gallery. I could post it online, and now anyone could see my work, connect with me, and maybe even follow along with my journey. My delightful experience has been to find that most people actually don't prefer art that focuses on some existential crisis. Plenty of people enjoy color and decorative work just as much as I do. There's inherently value in creating pieces that make you feel good, The average American spends 62% of our waking hours at home. Shouldn't your home be a space that you love? To be clear, every painting that I make does have a story behind it, but they are happy stories with messages of hope and beauty. One of the most valuable lessons I've learned is that energy is contagious. So if I can pack my work with good energy and send that off to humans across the world, I can confidently say there is no more important work I could be doing.